everybody, it's your boy SB, it's the Trackstar, and welcome back to another dancehall video tutorial. Now we'll go over some drum patterns, just some simple things. Somebody asked me to do a video upon that specifically, just some Midi drum patterns. So we'll do that. I'll lay out a quick pattern, just so we can have a melody I go on, and then we just put in the pattern behind it and export the Midi and upload the thing. So let's get into this. Let's load in Contact real quick. This is why I don't like FL Studio. It's just slow. You do every fucking thing slow. So let's get rid of some of them plugins that off of the screen. Let's keep the limiter up just for monitor my voice. So let's detach that and make it a little bit bigger. Like I said, I keep it up on the screen because more monitor what I go on with my voice, make sure my voice good. So yeah, we have Contact load up. Let's get rid of all of that, the plug-in them except the limiter now, and lay out a nice quick little pattern. Let's go 95 for the tempo, or let's just, 95. Loading this tropical bank. I have rigid audio tropical breeze. I want the pluck. So just see, and unfortunately I do not have my keyboard, so everything kind of just get drying. I'll do it manual. So I don't have my keyboard right now. So let's put down a scale real quick. So let's go up here. Let's click major and then just drop in. Sorry about that. Scales, not cards, and let's do D major. So just copy PS and go up and octave. Now you can just highlight and drag this under, and that should be enough for me. I go attempt to do. That should be enough, definitely. Don't need more than 4 different octave. So let's walk in at the Contact piano roll now, and let's start lay out the track, or just lay out a melody. Alright, so this need for cut in a half. Want it kind of shorter, so let's just do that real quick. And let's try these 3. Let's go up one more, and another one. Let's drag these cards across. Let's go down with these 2. Delete this, put that. Let's go across, and we'll kind of change this, and we'll take out one of them notes here, and we'll add one here right there. So I'll just keep it simple. I'll try and change the pluck though, and then let's get into the drums. Okay, so let's clone that and paste this here. So scroll up, get the cinematic staccato strings, load those up, and get rid of some of these extra notes. Let's get rid of some of these extra notes. Let's raise that an octave. And we should have a nice pattern. Alright, so kind of weird, but don't really like it. Now, so I don't like it. It sounds dry to me, so sorry about that. I'm supposed to work on drums, buns. Want the sound as full as possible before I start laying the drums. I'm not really try to build a rhythm, just I try to do something, but I want it to sound good while I do it. So let's go multi-track arpeggiators. Let's go area up. Let's solo this out. Let's go in here, so Alt L, drag them out. And then let's drag out these last one. Control Q, quantize them, delete. 4. So let's find an harp while they play all of the patterns. All right, cool. So now we can get into laying out the drums. Don't forget the links to all of the MIDI pattern. Them go there in the description for the drums. The melodies go there in a separate and different video. So Dancehall done the drum kit. Link in the description as well. Let's find a nice snare. Perfect. So yeah, MIDI is not hard. You pretty much build it off of the notes them where you play. So you have, let's say you have your one note right at the front, right at the start. Let's go button C, C5. So you have one note at the front where it start. Then you have another one right here. So I like what you can do, or one when me like tell people, look on it, just look on the amount of notes in between, or the amount of spots in between the two notes, and you just count it out and make sure. So you have, this is 1, then you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I say, so it's kind of like dancehall, especially any type you do. Anytime you do any type of pluck or staccato string type of melody where you have this stabbing type of effect that go on the drums, I'm always kind of don't go hand in hand. Now, I say, so the snare lick on the first one, the middle two might blank, but you still have the snare there because you continue. The half beat is it a play upon a half beat, so 1, 3, 7, and then the other one it might be 9, it might be 11. It all depends on how you feel. So you have 1 here, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You have the next note 4, 5, 6. You have the next note, and then you continue, and so on and so on. And then you can continue with it, and have to stop. You can go back to the regular thing, because once you reach, so if you count and if you follow along, you can look up top. Like if you use FL Studio, look up top, you have 1 here, so 2 here, so. So in between that, you don't have a median. So you have every 4 notes is pretty much like one little, one step. You have 4 steps or make a bar. So you have 1, 2, that's 1 bar. So 4, then you have 8, you have 12, and then you have 16. So that means saying at the middle now, once you reach this, you can just restart whatever you do. So let's look at it like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm reaching at the middle now. So whatever I do, I can just restart it. So if I want, I can just copy over this exact pattern, and it does sound just normal, it does just fit in. You know what I mean? Same thing. Reach at 8, reach at the bar, you can copy the same thing. Cool. What me like though, I like play a snare, but I like play snare and claps off a snare. So I use a clap on the down beat. So use this. Just bring back all of the instruments them. But like I say, we'll play a snare based off of the other snare, so we'll kind of just do some filler type of thing. So these are the main snare pattern, right? I say a 1, 3, and all of them things they are going in the back. So what I mean by that now is, so after that the snare there, we can do something like this. We can put a small snare with a lower velocity on it. You know what I say? And it make it seem as if the snare get lick and it'll come up. So let's say I put another one in front of that now, but make a even lower velocity on it. Let's solo them out so you can hear exactly what I'm going. Cool? We would want that. But I'm more put 2 right before the snare lick. Then what I can do with that, while I have it this, so I can pan it. 1 left, 1 right. And I say really, really quick. That not sound good because them too close, so you can really hardly hear one. So I wouldn't do that. That just keep the 1 for right now anyway. Let's go back to velocity. So I keep the 1 in front. We can put 2 here though. The velocity, now the panning, yep. Let's bring this back center and go back to velocity. So this one I kind of look low. So let this fade up into the next snare. You know what I mean? And it just get like a little bit of variation. It make it get movement. Can turn on them a little bit more. I mean, it just add movement and it make it sound good. And you can play around with the velocity and that way really help out a lot. So like drums, pretty much same thing. The drums would follow the snare. Depending on how you start with, you might start with a kick, you might start with the snare. In this case, I'm start with the snare. So what I can do is just copy the entire pattern, come down into the drums now and edit it as me feel. So play it and see if me like it or it sound. But if me don't like it, then me can always change it. It's not nothing what me have to keep exactly as it is. Definitely not. So we'll do that now and see how it sound. So let's get rid of this. Let's go back into the drums and play this and see how it sounds. Alright, so my problem with the drums is it's too continuous. It's cool for the snare be like that, but the drums too continuous, like no break, is no pause. So what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna come take out this first note, I see it sound. You know what I mean? So now it I get more movement, like you anticipate the drums, they come back in. Same thing, take it out of here so again. But this time around on the second part of the bar, we don't make them 2-year player and then we'll take out this third one and get it like a double right at the end. Now I mean just some variation, some change. The reason why I'm going to take out this last note, I don't want it to sound too repetitive. So I'll just leave it for that right now. Hi-hats, pretty much the same thing. So let's say with an open hi-hat, it's a lot simpler for put in. Really, really a lot simpler. You just put it where you want. And we like my open hi-hat on a half beat. I mean, very low, barely noticeable. I mean, just very low, very noticeable or whatever, however you might look at it. Hi-hats, you can start simple and then get complicated. So simple meaning just a regular. So then we don't go playlist now. Then drag out everything. Make sure say them long. Quantize this last one. So for the tutorial sake, I'll do this the easy way instead of the manual way. So let's shorten up them. Yeah. So I'll play this now. We'll listen to it. Same thing like they keep the hi-hat a little bit too continuous. So I like put notes closer together. So get something like this. You know what I mean? One right here so. Another note here so. Now put two right here so but we'll make them fade in with the velocity. Simple. Right here, so now we want to do a snare or something like a snare roll or do a hi-hat roll. So we'll just shorten up the notes them. Shortcut Alt and U, but we want them fade in. And then we want them fade from left to right when them fade in. So we'll just go panning, right click, drag down, forget that even pan all the way across the board. Need to go back across the top here, so let's make them a little bit more uniform. Okay, cool. So then come back after this the slide, want it fade into this one right here, so low velocity. So I want the velocity a little bit lower than I want it kind of come like it come from the dead and I come in. And then right here, so now want it to do something like a running, like a rise and a fall every now and then. So we'll go up, down, we'll keep this one lower, come up a little bit more, a little bit lower, a little bit more, somewhere in between, and then boom. So now for the last part, I want it play off beat. So every third note pretty much. So we'll just rearrange all of them, yeah. We'll just drag these out. So like I say, third note type of thing. This last note here, right there, so. And then we can kind of make them a slide. A little bit advanced, but it's really, really simple if you just follow along with what I say. Let's let these slide the other way. So I have them go down instead of up. I'll have them start out high, but slowly fade. Yeah, it's simple. Hi-hats. Can be a lot simpler than that. I'm gonna like things when them simple. So for right now, we can kind of mute this. Actually, let's not mute all of them. Let's let two of them stay up. So I'll mute a couple of them for right now, just for repetitive behavior sake. So this is the drum pattern by itself. Let's load Nexus and put a bass line to it. Basic sine bass is the preset of choice. Bass is pretty simple. Follow the lowest notes in any chord progression where you might have. So copy the arpeggiator and we'll paste it in a Nexus, and then we'll get rid of all of the highest note them. Or really what we can do is just shorten up all of the notes them and then adjust accordingly. Or build with progression accordingly to the notes I have right now. So if we play this right now, it does sound like shit. I mean, understandably. So what we do now is go up here line. Let's start drawing our bass notes. So first note. So like I said, we have follow the lowest notes in the cards. We can go up as well because the other notes them in the scale. But for right now, we just keep it simple. Now just drop it on octave. So now this is when we get like a creative, right? So let's go Alt U, chop this up, get it a little bit smaller. Now we'll make it seem as if somebody actually played the notes them. So this is what I mean by that. So let's go up here. So now let's quantize these. Let's zoom in all the way and cut these back to half. And let's put one right here. So. One right here. So. But we don't make them seem more natural, a little bit of flavor to them, little low, little high. Make this last one. Make this drop a little bit too. And then we'll just drop it on octave, and this is our of bass wise. Simple, and that's pretty much the drums. Just want this as low as possible, really. Then we can put one note right in front here, so and then we can put another one right here, so make these a little bit louder. Then one last thing, or lastly, certainly not the least thing, you want to make sure so the bass have a little bit of cut off. So you want it to breathe, you want it to get the next note a little bit of room before it come in. So we just want it cut off a little bit. So I'll mute this for right now. All of the information down in the MIDI files them. Just I'll mute it for right now and delete the notes them or nothing like that. And we'll just take a listen to the drums, see if they're missing or if they need any type of anything. Okay. So one thing I kind of can hear is just a nice little, would I say a little, I like play with my clap them. So I'll lay up the first clap, but then we'll do something unique with the second, something like a double right after. So something like this. So if you listen to it by itself, you get this effect with the clap. I mean, so to make that even stand out even more, what I can do is just come out the piano roll, get both of these, the right after clap them, and we just pan one left and pan one right for get a really bigger feel. You know what I mean? And you just get a bigger feel to the track. Along the same lines, you can always add some. Can add a chant. So every third note. Third, sorry about that. And just turn it down a lot. I mean, and that's pretty much how simple it is. Anybody can follow along with that. Probably go as much detail as I could have possibly go. Probably can go a little bit deeper, but me do that in more videos and all of that. So like I say, links to all of the MIDI file, them, everything though individual, the snare clap, the kick, hi-hats, and all of the sound them though individual. What I do too is I put the tempo information, the key information into the name of the file as well as the exact snare and claps and all of that what I use. Everything I use come from the Dancehall and that Drum Kit Volume 2. Link in the description. You know what I mean? I know when I hide nothing, you know, when I'm afraid to share nothing. Yes, until next time. It's your boy SB, the Trackstar. Peace. Like I said, the MIDI going a different video by itself. This video just to cover the drum pattern and all of that. So, yeah, man, until next time. Peace.